Hello everybody,
Hello,
my name is Darren,
I'm Graham.
and we have just watched Joe Cornish's Attack the Block.
We did.
What is the story about?
Stories about a group of aliens that come to Earth in one very specific place. And
Scummy old London.
and they start killing this group of
Chaps.
kids. Yeah, pretty much it.
That is very, very much it. For all your summaries with that summary.
If only films were that basic.
Some are. The Raid is even less. So, what did you... well, we should say that we've both already seen this film, but separately, and I very much love this film. And Graham, on the first time you saw it, didn't like it. I took umbrage to this. I felt that he was wrong in his own personal opinion. And so we'd...
forced me to watch it again.
Yes. So on second viewing, what do you think?
Well, I noticed more areas of the film which were funny.
Yeah?
Yeah, no, I did. I liked it a lot more the second time, to be fair, to be honest.
Good.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be swayed, but apparently so.
So would you say that you actually liked it?
The language for me was really distracting the first time round.
Keep talking. The language was distracting.
Just because, and it's not like I've got anything against.
They talk in a chavvy kind of way.
It's all really kind of cliche.
Well, it's not cliche, is it?
It's not cliche. It's just the point. It's just if you're gonna write a film, you're gonna write it how the characters would talk, and that's what they've done, and that's fine and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so heavily laden, and perhaps that might be how they talk and stuff.
Exactly.
But don't forget, like, it's still a written and fine-tuned script.
I agree.
Which
but
means
surely that's even better.
Because there was a lot of things in there that I didn't understand, and that's
no. But you could understand what was
fine.
being said based on the context and the kind of emotion, couldn't you?
No, yeah, of course. Okay, so what are you going to say? This is bloody Shakespeare all of a sudden?
Well, I'm not saying it's Shakespeare. No, you've said that. I wouldn't say that, but you've said it. But I think it's like Brick, the film Brick. I don't understand half the fucking things I said there. They're literally made up, but you understand it because, well, either you watch it a bunch of times until you figure it out, or again, context and emotion. So with this, it's the same kind of thing, but this has actually got a basis in reality. That is how they talk,
and I appreciate that. But that kind of lingo and stuff, it is obviously just a personal thing. It kind of just grates on me. It's
so
like,
that's not a problem
so don't
with the
forget.
film, is it?
No,
That's a problem with
hang on.
those
Yeah,
people and you.
it kind of is though, because you'd think. And this is what I was getting at before. It's a fine-tuned script, and which means that the characters, they don't talk over each other, and they still follow that kind of rule set. And I was watching for it, and it's obviously well constructed and stuff like that, and it's all rehearsed, and the kids aren't just using lingo that they know just because they know it, and they're in a situation where they're acting and they would use it. So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This has all been, but my point is, it's such an overuse of all those words and stuff.
How they speak.
Maybe, but this is not for a small London suburb, or this film is meant to appeal to a wider market. I mean, it obviously is.
Well, I've not heard anyone have a particular problem with the dialogue except you.
Okay.
So I would say it has
does that
appealed.
make it an illegitimate claim?
No, it just means
Do you
it's not a
think
fault
people
of
have
the
just
film,
given
it's
it
just
more?
an issue you've got.
I think it's a bit of both. I think.
Well, why is it okay in something like Brick or A Clockwork Orange?
No. It's fine. It's
where
not.
They've got a weird language.
Because it's not. Yeah, no, I am saying it's half and half. I'm saying half of it grates on me, and half of it I think is just it's too much. Because
is it not just that you don't like the kind of people that use those words in real life? And so when you see them on screen, you just think, oh, it's so annoying because I don't like those kinds of people and the people that would say that.
No, I mean, it's half and half.
So half of it is your own personal prejudice towards the working class, and the other
just
half
that
is
lingo. I'm not a fan of that kind of.
So but it's not a problem with the film, is it? Because that is the characters they're portraying, and that is how they talk. It's just that you don't like I say, people on a lower income.
It's. Let's move on past this point and come back to it later, and let me stew on it.
Okay. So what else did or didn't you like about it?
Well, I've always liked, even since the first one, I've always liked the monsters.
The monsters are really cool.
Yeah.
Sort of people in suits that have been then sort of enhanced with, I presume, CG, because that fur looks way too black to be.
Yeah. When they were touching the black, the fur and stuff like that, like you could see that it was obviously CG.
That was a cool design.
Yeah.
Like
they were like
different.
gorilla, monkey,
gorilla motherfuckers.
Yeah. And it worked. You know, they looked really cool.
Yeah.
And the little noises that they make, like weird little digital kind of like squeaks and stuff like that, and or you know, like I don't know, I can't describe it. It's interesting.
The raptors or the xenomorph or something like that.
So yeah,
like the kind of high pitched thing.
Yeah,
I liked how gory it was.
It was gory.
Like people get their heads like bitten and squished and popped off, and people have their legs ripped off and stuff.
And it wasn't that kind of CG. I mean, a lot of it was real, real fake blood. But you get a lot of CG blood, which you see it splash and then it disappears.
It just doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Whereas this is obviously
like 300. The blood, you can watch it and it just vanishes. Like because it's meant for effect, it's kind of more visual poetry in 300. But in this, it's meant to be real, so they have that kind of
visual poetry in 300.
Yeah. Oh,
Jesus
beautiful,
Christ!
Beautiful. It's like ballet poetry. Lovely. That's a different video. Cool.
Yeah. But you know, I like how it's a practical effect. You know, of the throats being ripped out and stuff like that. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
And even the monsters are just guys in suits. That's cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think. But and I think that the two, I don't know, I haven't heard him say this, but I would say the two people that he's been influenced by, as in Joe Cornish, are probably John Carpenter and Joe Dante.
Okay.
John Carpenter obviously did things like, you know, Halloween and The Fog and The Thing.
Well, I did notice a few moments like from like The Fog. From that one film. But like it's the sudden jumps and the scares and stuff like that. Like they lead you into a little situation where you think, oh, you know what's coming, sort of thing. And you do know what's coming because it does happen, but then it happens quicker. Yeah. And then you know what I mean. So you get you get the shock from that.
I think because like there's a bit in Evil Dead, the original, where I think somebody hears a noise in a cupboard and so goes really slowly towards the cupboard, and then just, you know, if they've cracked, they like rip the door open or the curtain or whatever it is, and you know there's not going to be anything there, and you know exactly what's going to happen. They're going to breathe a sigh of relief, and then it's going to be right behind them. Yeah. Whereas that's what I liked about things like this, and there's that moment in Halloween as well, where it sets it up to be like that. So it's really slowly they rip the door apart, but the thing's just in there and just bursts out, starts killing them, you know, because you weren't expecting it to be there because it was too obvious to be there, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The other thing that I really liked about this film, I've seen Attack the Block about 4 times now, maybe 5 times, but I've never noticed how amazing it looks before, like all the lighting and stuff. Like it's like Pacific Rim or Blade 2. It's like
a lot of it's like neon.
Yeah, it's just, you know, for a British movie with probably not the biggest budget, it just looks amazing. It looks really, really cool. Yeah. And like there was bits where they were like riding around on their mopeds with the samurai swords through the like the purpley blue fogs and stuff. And I just thought, I bet there's concept art for this that just looks identical to what's on screen now.
Yeah, probably.
Like it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
But I mean that's me who already loved it and loves it even more now that I've seen it again.
Yeah.
So what else have you got to praise or slag it off for?
Yeah. I didn't like Moses at first, but the more I watched it, and him and stuff like that, I don't know, the more he kind of grew on me. I mean, the whole backstory thing I didn't really care for. It just gives you more kind of depth to his character and stuff, even though he's a very shallow character anyway. I mean, he cries when his mate dies and all this. And,
but not properly.
And he tries to save the girl and he's trying to apologise and all this, but blah, blah, blah. But like, no more arguments.
Oh, you don't like that language, but you could just end sentences with a bubble.
But I don't know. I kind of saw him as a
I saw
him as like a computer game character because you get a lot of computer game protagonists who just don't talk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I don't think he's a blank canvas that you can project your own personality onto. I think he's just the stoic, silent type.
Yeah, but like I'm just saying, like because they reference games and stuff like that, it's kind of of that type. A couple times.
Did they? Oh, yeah. FIFA. They keep mentioning.
Yeah. Anyway, so how did you?
That's
But I don't know. Like I quite liked that aspect of it. The fact that he was kind of this.
That his personality wasn't in your face.
No, because the fact that he didn't have a personality.
He did have a personality.
I mean, he didn't have such an outward personality like the other ones. It was a contrast there, and you could see he was obviously the more troubled. Hence, he was a leader and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah. But I don't know. I'm saying I like that aspect, the fact that he was quiet, because that's what I took from this film, is that he was kind of seen as almost he was the protagonist, he was the antagonist at first, but then he grew to be the protagonist and changed the whole, And,
yeah, I mean, this isn't too much of a spoiler, but I don't like the last 30 seconds where everyone's like, hip hip hooray for everyone, and like, I'll be ambiguously vague with what I say now, but there's a bit at the end where someone definitely should die that doesn't, in one of those wasn't that lucky kind of ways.
Put your fingers on your ears,
Moses, when he fucking blew the flat up, and then he was hanging out on the flag. He definitely should have got blown up then.
Union Jack.
And then everyone's like chanting his name, tell them to take their fingers out.
Oh yeah, take your fingers out.
So I didn't like that a bit. But I like the, 89 minutes and 30 seconds before that a lot. I just didn't like that last 30 seconds.
I didn't mind the end. I didn't really want him to die. He set himself up to die and stuff like that. But you don't want him to die. This is the thing.
No, I don't want him to die because I don't like him as a character. I just wanted him to die because I thought that would definitely kill him. And so to not kill him is kind of like, being a movie, like, we'll have a happy ending.
Yeah.
But I did like that bit where...
He couldn't die.
Of course he could die. He could easily die. Everyone else died. I like the bit, because you were saying about the backstory, because they mugged some woman at the beginning who then, like, teamed up with them, where she was like, oh, what, 5 of you and a knife against me? And they were like, we've only got the knife because we're just as scared as you are, and it speeds things up. I never thought of it like that before. Like, oh, yeah, that would speed things up. Obviously they're mugging it because they wanted money in there. Sort of raised in a horrible place, but yeah, it just never occurred to me. I always just think that they've got a knife to threaten you with, or to you think of it more like from a selfish point of view, like they just want you to give you, but opposed because they don't want to do it either. They just want your money. So what can we get the money with quickly? Even if that kind of makes sense.
Well, plus they've got to get off the streets as well. You know what I mean? Like police onto them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought that for what's a B movie about aliens, it did have quite a lot of social kind of commentary in it. I thought, and like. It presents them at the beginning as being these scummy people who like mug her and that, but as the film goes on, you find out they're not bad people. They're just in a bad area, and that's the way they've raised.
And they're subjected to kind of violent situations and neglect and stuff like that. So they kind of they have this kind of outward.
Well, it's like they've got to be just as sort of scummy to sort of survive.
Yeah. They've got to be kind of they've got the whole image thing. I mean, there's not much else. They're not going to get jobs for status, so they have their own like aggression for status.
Well, if they just want to walk down the street, they can either not be horrible people and get mugged, or they can pretend to be the horrible people and live up to it. And okay, they might get like killed in some drive-by because of some sort of gangster shit they get up to, but it's just the way of the world, I suppose, down there.
It is, and this is the whole kind of like running thing. Like after the woman at the start gets mugged, the more you learn about the lads like going around and stuff, that they are just kids, they're calling them mom, and
that's another thing that I said was like Brick.
Promise she'll be home and stuff like that. Yeah, go on, explain your Brick thing.
Just because in Brick they're all like kids, and then but they're doing like adulty things and gangstery things, but then every so often they, sit down with their mum for orange juice, and in this it's like it's the same again. They're like they've got their own little cultures and like their own little groups and stuff, but then every so often they call their mum, and you think like, oh yeah, they are just children. Yeah. But yeah, so I really like it. Oh, the other thing I said was halfway through I'd like to see a sequel to this film where Harry Brown just turns up and shoots them all. But I think this is better than Harry Brown because...
Jeez.
In that sense, because Harry Brown's a Michael Caine film. If you've not seen it, it's really good. Just check it out.
It's really good.
But Harry Brown I like because I like Michael Caine and I like the fact it's like a western and he's going around killing all these people. But it's a bit too right-wing, like it's about these sort of... There's the old man versus the scummy council estate people who all deserve to die and probably should have done national service. Whereas this shows those scummy council estate people that should have done national service and shows that maybe there's another side to the coin. So if we're looking at sort of genre movies that show the sort of scummy areas of London, I think that ironically the B movie Alien film is a bit more open-minded and perhaps honest than the cool Michael Caine film. Even though I really really love Harry Brown. But I like that because I like Michael Caine.
Interesting.
That's what I think anyway.
Okay, well, the girls are really good in it as well, because obviously she's got to keep this whole kind of... She's got to be the mid-ground between a normal person that we can relate to, and also kind of interact with these people. Well, yeah, but you're
assuming that the film was made for us. There'd be people that like those kids watching it. So
yeah, no,
they don't need her to bring them into the story.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but she's the kind of the helping hand for people who aren't savvy with that kind of lingo and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
With that.
But yeah. So I don't know about you, but I'm a big fan of Adam and Joe. Joe Cornish being the director and Adam Buxton being his comedy partner, who didn't really have anything to do with this film except for the fact that he did a narration on the television, I heard. But yeah, just thought I'd mention it. Joe Cornish is cool.
Well, they deserve a shout out.
Yeah.
On our prestigious video blogs.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. So I don't know what they're doing next or Joe's doing next, but I will watch it and look forward to it. Based on this.
Me too.
So you like it then?
Yeah, I did like it. I liked it more the second time. I thought that guy, High Hats or whatever his name is.
The
Tall
posh
hats?
guy.
2 hats? Big hats?
Which one was he?
Tall hats? The guy with the hats and the guns and he shot and he crashed
the
his
horrible
car
guy.
and all that. The horrible guy.
Yeah.
What happened to him in the end? Close your ears.
The aliens were behind him.
Oh, in the window. Yeah, okay.
Open your ears.
Yeah, open your ears again. I liked him, but I think he was, again, Harry Brown, Plan B or whatever his name is. Just went off his rocker, he went mental. Have you seen Gilbert Taylor as well?
Yeah.
The kid in that.
Are you comparing Gilbert Taylor
to Harry Brown? So, yeah, it's just for the fact that they just go too mental.
Well, yeah, but do you think that about Begbie in Trainspotting? Because it's the same deal.
I get it, character, blah blah blah. But that's kind of, I don't know. It's more
What's hard for us to say,
for
isn't it?
him.
Because we don't live in that kind of era. I don't know. Maybe people do go that fucking nuts when people. I mean, he's a horrible person. And a kid has stolen his drugs and driven a police van into his.
Yeah. But he's seen these aliens a good couple of times. He's shot at them once, and he still doesn't believe that there's aliens.
But he's
seen the close your ears if you don't like spoilers. He's seen the female get dragged in.
But he doesn't know about that.
He's seen it all. Oh my god!
No, he thought that was a puppet, though.
Yeah, I don't. But
does he look like the brightest person?
That's not. No, but that's not. I mean, that's.
He's probably just gone into some psycho rage where he A, wants to survive, B, kill the alien things, and C, kill the guy who he's been annoyed with since this whole thing started. He probably thinks if he kills that guy, the whole thing will just go away, like a baby who covers his eyes and suddenly doesn't think the world exists.
Stop giving him so much innocence. And
I'm not giving him innocence. I'm saying he's stupid. I'm saying he's not thinking things through. Does he
look
look like a guy with a long-term plan who thinks things more than 10 minutes ahead?
That's all I've said all along. He's just ignorant, but ignorant to the point where it's
completely believable, I think. No more unbelievable than Begbie.
Where he's just rage incarnate, where he doesn't think logically. He just wants to do what he thinks when he thinks it.
Yeah. Well, how many films do you have a character like that in?
Good few.
Exactly. So is that a criticism of every single one?
No, it's just, how can you be so dumb to it, blind to it? He's seen 3 of them.
Yeah.
Shot at one. One of them got dragged into his weed room.
Well, you don't know what he was going to do at the end, because he was saying, you brought them here. He might have been then going to make him fight them or something. He might not have been going to kill him. He just thinks he brought them, he can deal with them.
He was about to shoot... Ooh. Anyway, did you like the 2 little kids?
Yeah, I do like the 2 little
pyros.
Kids. One of them looks like what I imagine Don Cheadle looked like as a child.
Yeah. Yeah, they were cool as well.
Yeah. I like the little twist that they were running around with that water pistol all
exactly.
Everyone was making fun of them, but then it turned out to be full of paraffin.
That was good.
Yeah.
But that's funny because they took the other gun off them.
Yeah.
And that turned out to just be a cap gun. And so it's just funny little. As the dialogue, as the film went on, and you kind of getting into the swing of the dialogue and stuff like that, the vocabulary or whatever.
Yeah.
You start noticing that the writing style kind of references itself, sort of thing. He's like, they're coming to get me. Do you get me? Kind of thing and stuff like that. There's a few of them where he walks out of the lift and he goes get another one, blood. Kind of thing, because there's just blood up the walls and stuff like that.
But he's made a little pun. He understands the double meaning of the word blood in his society.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Oh, I'm just saying it's interesting that they've introduced you to the language sort of thing. If you're not familiar with it so clearly, but then they start to play off it and riff off it later on. So it kind of makes the dialogue more enjoyable, I guess. If you start seeing and hearing fun ththings.
Do you not just think it's cool that somebody like Joe Cornish, who doesn't speak like that, wrote something like that?
Yeah.
That's got to be a bit of a challenge for him. Apparently, he was kind of inspired to do the script because
I'm sure he's a good writer anyway, so he probably has the skills there. He's just never really applied it in that way.
Well, he has now.
I mean, it's impressive, isn't it? Well, he's written stuff before, but
he wrote Tintin with Edgar Wright and Stephen Moffat, and he also wrote Ant-Man with Edgar Wright. But we won't see that.
No, it's a shame.
I'm sure it'll be a version of that.
Yeah.
Be interesting when that film's out to see if the script can hit like the internet, so we can compare the final Ant-Man to their version of Ant-Man.
That would be good.
I'm sure it will. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I really, really love Attack the Block, and I would give it 5 out of 5.
You don't give stars?
If I were to give stars, I'd give it 5 out of 5. But check out, there's a really good interview, because Mark Kermode, who's a film critic, didn't love it. He liked it, but didn't love it. And in his review, he kind of just apparently spent most of his review comparing it to Shaun of the Dead, as opposed to just reviewing the film. And then he did an interview with Joe Cornish, where Joe Cornish defended his film and Kermode, criticised it. And I think that's how every sort of radio critic should be. They should say what they think about the film and have the director right there to defend it. Because a good director like Joe Cornish would be able to sort of say, well, that's why I did that and that's why I did that, and okay, fair point on that. But then you get people like Michael Bay or Uwe Boll or whoever who just will be like, no.
You get defensive and...
Yeah, well, Uwe Boll challenged all the critics that slagged off his films for a boxing match and knocked them all out. Apparently he's a pretty good boxer.
One way to do it, I suppose,
But yes, so if you have seen Attack the Block and agreed that it was good or didn't, whatever, just go watch that interview between Kermode and Cornish, because it's just interesting.
I have to give it a watch as well, apparently.
You should do.
Do my own homework.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh well, that's
That's Attack the Block, and I loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
What would you give it out of 5 if we were to do such a thing? Which we don't.
We don't. Ugh.
But
3.5, 4.
Oh, 4's okay.
3.75.
You can go for, if we go for 3.5 and we'll round to 4.
Well, let's what? Let's just go for 3.5. Don't have to round anything. Oh,
have you
anyway.
seen a magazine that gives half stars?
I'm going for 3/4 stars. This
That's
is the
4. Then that's a 4 star.
Yes, every magazine gives half a star.
Empire doesn't. Total Film doesn't.
Never wrong. Some of them deserve half a star. That's it.
No, we round. We round such a thing.
You're round.
So are you. Yeah, fat bastard.
Oh my god. Okay, well, that's it now. I've got to beat this crap out of Darren. I never say crap.
And I'll go to prison for murder. Bye, everybody.
You can try.
Bye.
Bye.
I can try to go to prison for murder. I'm pretty sure if I tried, I could succeed in going to prison for murder.
People want to go home now. Shut up.
Bye.